Ladies and gentlemen, I've never seen personally a president who fears the truth like William Ruto. And I've never seen a president who fears people perform well or maybe are strictly following the rule of law just like William Ruto does. Why am I saying this? In the country as we speak, there are two ladies in this country that who are performing better than any other leader in power. That is the Auditor General, Nancy, and of course Margaret, the Controller of Budget. These are the two powerful women and performing that we have in this country. We thought Martha Koome could have joined the same league, but she reached a certain point. There's a concern, she goes to State House. And then she gets sanitized and State House gets sanitized and cases are being reversed left, right, and center. Now, these two ladies must be protected by Kenyans. Why am I saying this? When I look at the scenario of Mama Margaret Nyakango, let me give you a brief history about her. She was once, I think, in a golf club. And then she was abducted by the Kenyan police. Taken to Mombasa, driven at night. Let me call it an arrest or maybe an abduction. When this was happening, the husband was present. The husband was left there. The wife was taken by the people alleged to be police officers. Luckily, they were police officers because eventually she was arraigned in court, where she was facing the charges against some few things. Margaret Nyakango, during this time, she was arrested on a very simple ground. Actually, due to some very few reasons. One, for speaking the truth as far as the government expenditure is concerned. She revealed the amount of money that was getting lost. She revealed stories that people did not want them revealed. And we realized, members of parliament, including Sylvanus Osoro and the others, saying that she has to keep quiet or else she'll face the consequences. In my own words, of course, but she said it. So in a nutshell, the government felt like she was a threat because she was doing what she's supposed to do as a government employee. So the government feels like Margaret Nyakango was supposed to be quiet, even if she notices that there's something wrong somewhere. So she revealed so many things that people never believed. And whenever this Margaret Nyakango speaks, she comes from Nyamira County. You can completely hear that this is a lady. First, she's smart and learned. Second, she's courageous. Because people expected after the intimidation, the arrests, threats, she would resign. But she did not. This is a constitutional office and I have to sit and work. Luckily, the people of Kisii, particularly the leaders like Nyonka, came up, stood firm and ensured that she's not touched. But should we really do we have to subject people who are doing their good job to tribal support for them to be protected? No. It should be the constitution that should be followed to the letter. Let someone do her job. If she has stolen money, get arrested. But now to a scenario where she speaks positively about what is happening with a good objective to ensure that there is proper accountability of public funds. Then she gets intimidated by the police. And then we have the government officers, members of parliament, supporting her intimidation. The other one is Nancy Gitonga. Nancy Gitonga. She is one of those most quiet ladies. But every year she releases what we call the control of budget, the Auditor General report, which shows the expenditure of funds across the country, both for the national and the county levels. When this lady does all this, she has never come up with a report that does not have issues with either the national government or the county government. All these things, all these reports have always shown a deficit somewhere in most of the countries, almost 90% of them. In the entire national government auditing, it has always been showing the same thing. So therefore, these ladies have been doing a good job. Now, why am I doing this video today? I want to basically speak to the government of that. The abductions that we see in this country are not just meant for the youths. They're not meant for the young generation, for the Gen Zs. They'll come for every person so long as that person is speaking the truth and doing his work well, which is sometimes against the government operations. Why am I saying these words? You've seen very well, Margaret Nyakango was arrested. At night, taken to Mombasa for arraignment in court, just to intimidate her, to punish her. It happened. Her conditions of arrest were not so good. Therefore, Margaret Nyakango, at first it was like an abduction. But even it was an arrest, it was a weird arrest. Being taken to Mombasa for 8 hours at night, you are a lady, leaving your husband behind. The husband does not know where you've been taken to. Nobody knows, simply because you stood for the truth about Kenyans. That shows very well that as a country, we are lacking freedom of speech to some extent. And therefore, it's my call for all people in this country, all generations, to stand with the youths and stand against any form of injustice that is occurring in the country. Because we cannot deny that Margaret Nyakango was arrested because of her voice as far as the use of public funds is concerned. Nancy has not been touched, but she's not exceptional here. Anytime anything can happen to her as well, because she keeps on revealing things that really pain the government so much. Is this the William Ruto that was elected back in 2022? That is a common question that I'm going to do in most of my videos until we see a change in what is happening in the government right now. Until we see that there's respect to opposite all opinion that are opposite the government's interests. Because we cannot have a country where people keep on suffering because simply of doing their job or being truthful or saying whatever they're supposed to say according to the rule of law. If you look at what is happening critically, MPs are not even criticizing the government. It's because of fear. If you look at what is happening critically, when Justin Muturi came out to speak against the government, he was attacked by the entire government machinery because he's speaking simply against what the government is doing. That is wrong. So therefore, it is my sincere plea that we all Kenyans, both the young and the old generations, to come together and basically voice our concerns as far as the curtailing of freedom of expression, attack against truthfulness, and the rule of law to be protected. Let us voice ourselves across. My name is Abel Mukwa. Let me see in the comment section as far as the two ladies of Kenya who are performing are concerned.